class which gets derived from work dash or any of its subclasses. So this predefined class work dash will have the components related to create work. So creating work means the work object gets created. So the work object creation related related reusable components will be available under work dash class only. That's why it must be inheriting from work dash or any of its subclasses. Say suppose I am going to break this, what will happen? Suppose I am not inheriting from work dash, I am inheriting from the class ABC. Then it will display error message. PRPC will not allow you to create a class group without deriving from work dash or any of its subclasses. So whenever you are going to create work in your application, all the work will be created under class group, work dash class, under class group by reusing the components from work dash class. Okay. So when you create a work object, what is the work object ID property? What is the work object ID property? What is the property? No. What is the? I am asking online, guys. No, you should know all these basic things. Otherwise, there is no meaning of proceeding further. The work object ID will be assigned to one of the property, predefined property. What is the name of that property?
PYID.
PYID. So where do we select this PYID in the class group? In the class group, we will be selecting it under the keys. So when you say here, this is the primary key of that particular class. Okay, this work object will be going and saving into a table in the database. When you create a work object, the work object will get saved into all the work objects into a table. What is the table? So ideally speaking, it is PC underscore work. Did I show our table? I mean, what is our table? PC underscore AXA class name, where hyphens will become underscores. Into that table, work object will be saved. Whenever the work object is going to be saved into a table, it should be uniquely saved into one row, right? So when you want to save the data uniquely, what is the column you will use? Column database perspective. Okay, if you want to go ahead and save the unique data, no duplicates. What is that key you will use is primary key. Okay,
PYID.
so primary key here is PYID. PYID. Okay, for now you remember, but it is not exactly. I will tell you later. It is the key of the class, that is the primary key, you can understand. Okay, so with respect to work object ID key column, it will go ahead and save the data into the table. Now work object ID, work object will travel through the flow from start shape to till end shape. I want to know, while traveling, I want to know where is the work object current position in the flow. So what is that we need to use? Where am I? Flow. Next. So suppose the work object holds all the information and that is getting saved into the database. That is getting saved into the database. See how this happens. From PRPC application, you are going to submit the work object, the data is going to the table. So what is the process that will be taken in the background? I told you already. So how it happens? So first from the PRPC application, it will be saved to temporary storage location. From temporary storage location, taking it from there, it will save into the database. What is the temporary storage location? Clipboard. So information will be flowing in the form of properties and values only. So these properties and values will be available on clipboard directly or somewhere else onto the pages. So all the properties and values will be posted to the clipboard onto its pages, out of which we have seen one page which is equal to user interface page. What is the page? PY work page. So PY work page is the user interface page. All the data that you are going to submit in the UI will go on or under PY work page. So it will not happen by default. Pega will not do this. You have to do this. We are doing it actually. You will be understanding more in detail about it later. Okay. You have to code in such a way that all your UI, the UI components will go on under PY work page only. Okay, you will be learning this, but so far we have coded on PY work page. Under PY work page also, it will have another page, something like that. Okay. So everyone clear so far? And what else is there? So you want to know the class group. Okay, is this one test connection? To which table it is being connected? So this class group is connected to some table. Okay, so if you want to know which table it is connected as a developer, how would you know? So open the class rule form of the class group, and then down below you have a button called test connection. So when you click on the test connection, it will display a message. This class is mapped to the table so PC underscore class name all hyphens becomes underscore. So these are the basic points. So after we complete this example, we will be looking at database. So that time everything again it will be repeated. Same thing. Class is connected to table. This concept is same, which I will show you. Okay. Access groups are 50% syllabus avali. Access groups should run. Okay. Anything else we discussed?
Checkbox creation. Checkbox creation. Checkbox creation. Box distribution. Box and type distribution.
Yeah, checkbox if you are created already, it is displaying only checkbox when you get into UI, but not caption, right? The cell properties of checkbox, you will see the caption available there. You need to give the caption for checkbox. Internet in the phone, smartphones. 1, 3 can see. And here you can share. Is it possible to connect here? Here, net connection go to meeting. Or is it tomorrow I'll make sure we have the backup. Notes is all. Okay, tables, notes you write down. Data tables in the meantime. Okay, so for the practical purpose, whatever we are working on, what we have done is we have not started our we created properties. We did not start anything practical yesterday.
Creating properties around the daughters,
Yeah. So creating properties, section, collection, and when condition and all. You can leave one complete page, back and front. Okay, for that, and we can proceed with data tables notes. I'll give you in the meantime. So this is required to write down. Yeah, label name Dikshit you're asking about. Yeah, see, someone is asking some question. See, if you're going to drag and drop a property into the UI, so it will have a label and control. That label you can change. If you go to the cell properties, you will see the label as defined on property checkbox is checked. If you uncheck it, you can write down whatever you want. Okay, so in the screens you will see, okay, select this checkbox if you want to go ahead and say the billing and shipping address is same. So this is a lengthy text. You cannot create a property like this, right? So you'll create a normal property with simple word, one word. Then you should be able to update the label when you get the property to the user interface. Okay, so okay, let's go ahead and write down about this one. We'll write down. So everyone, you should be clear with one thing before we proceed. And you should be clear with this. When you are going to submit the data through the PRPC application, the data will be posted onto clipboard and pages, and from there it will go to database. You don't care about it, right? Okay. From the UI, it is PY package. Hello? Hello? Chappu. ఒక నిమిషం అరుపులు ఎవరు ఉన్నారా? పల్సర్ బ్లాక్ కలర్ పల్సర్ ఎవరు ఉన్నా? ఇక్కడ గట్టు మీద పెట్టారంట ముందు బ్లాక్ కలర్ పల్సర్. అది మందే కాదనుకుంటా. 456 2004 ఎంత ఉంటుంది కదా నెంబర్. బ్లాక్ కలర్ పల్సరా గట్టు మీద పెట్టారా? సరే తాళం కిందకి ఇవ్వండి, ఇడికి కిందకి ఇవ్వండి. 8138 ఇంకా అయితే సిమెంట్ కలర్ యాక్సెస్ అండి. యాక్సెస్ హోండా యాక్సెస్ ఉంది కదా. ఏమైనా యాక్సెస్ బైక్ యాక్సెస్ ఎవరిది లేదంటే ఇక్కడ వస్తున్నాడు. ఓకే, సో this one you should be clear. So all your PRPC run on this concept only. From PRPC environment to clipboard pages, from clipboard pages to database. When you fetch the data from database to clipboard pages, from clipboard pages to PRPC. Here again you have two types of pages. One is user interface pages, another one user interface page. That is PRPC ultimately. So other one is table pages. We will talk about all those things later. So before we get over, you can go ahead with this. Just hang on, give me 1 minute.
చెప్పండి. అప్లికేషన్ నుంచి క్లిప్బోర్డ్ డేటా సేవ్ అవుతుంది సార్. అట్ ది సేమ్ టైం అక్కడ టేబుల్ ఉంటుందా, ఇక్కడ రావాలి ఉంటుందా?
టేబుల్ కూడా
ఫస్ట్ పిఆర్ఎస్ అప్లికేషన్ నుంచి క్లిప్బోర్డ్ డేటా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవుతుంది. అక్కడ నుంచి నెక్స్ట్ రూట్ టేబుల్ చేస్తుంది. క్లిప్బోర్డ్ ఉన్నప్పుడు రూట్ టేబుల్ ఉంటుందా ఉండదా డేటా?
క్లిప్బోర్డ్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఉంటుంది. క్లిప్బోర్డ్ is temporary, database is permanent. So the data will be always there in the database. Whatever you are submitting here, first name, last name, all the business data will go into database and save. Okay, there is no need to maintain separate tables. You are not writing any database code. You are not required. PRPC will internally have these queries and all, everything will be running, which will save the data, retrieve the data, and everything will PRPC will take care. You are not required to write the queries. Okay, so next thing is we are going to work on business logic. We are going to see business logic. So far we have seen two user interfaces of UI. We will keep it aside. We will move on to business logic, and we are going to work on business logic. See before that we have accessed our properties. So our properties, under which class we created properties? We created properties, right? So we created these properties under a class. Under which class we created? Class, not category. Work class. The class name is AXA Insurance Work. So under the work class, so far we created properties. We have accessed these properties in the UI. Through the user interface, we have done assignment operation. Yesterday I have shown you on PY work page, you have a property age with a value. So first name with a value, last name with a value. This is simply speaking assignment operation, right? First name is equal to Harsha, last name. That's what we have done using user interface. This assignment operation we performed using user interface. So we are going to learn this, how to do it in a business logic. Okay, so when we start business logic today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, these 3 days till your Thursday. Today is Wednesday, no? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Till Friday, this is only understanding. There is no business implementation, no requirements, nothing. Understanding of how to use basically business logic, how to start working with business logic. Okay, so you have the properties of a class. You want to assign the values to the properties using UI. We have already done that. Okay, the same thing we are going to do using activities. Okay, that is what business logic rule. So if you want to implement any business logic in Pega, you need to go ahead and create a rule called activity. I'll show you the activity rules and I'll open and show you. So activity is the rule wherein which you can go ahead and implement the business logic by using predefined methods. So when I say method, what is the method? Everyone knows about methods. In C language, everyone knows about functions. Functions. What is the function?
Which carries one or more actions.
Yeah, see, it's a piece of code collected together into one unit. Piece of business logic. Okay, so some logic you're going to write with a collective name given to it. That is what a function. So similarly in Pega, all the business logic is being automated. I told you the business logic has been automated. That is the main feature of PRPC. Automated code. Okay, automated logic is there. So this automation of the logic, which has been written in Java, as I told you. So it has been given in some of the functions called, sorry, methods. Functions are also there, we'll discuss later. Methods. So these methods you should be able to access in the activities. So activity is a rule which carries all your business logic, which is used to implement your business logic by using predefined methods. Okay, you're not required to write any logic. So there are different methods available, more than 108. Okay, so all these methods you will be learning one by one, not everything. We will be learning most of the methods. Okay, one by one we'll be learning as many methods as possible. Okay, so initially you don't know what method is for what, but once you start learning, just by looking at the name of the method going forward, you should be able to understand what is the use of this method. On top, not complete parameters wise, on top you should be able to understand. That's how you are going to get the knowledge. Okay, suppose when you are going to run the flow, it is creating a page on the clipboard, right? So the page is being created for the UI purpose. So what is the page name? PY work page. How this is being created is by system. This is a system generated page, system created page, PY work page. So on the PY work page, it is holding all the properties which we have used in the user interface, right? You're clear or not clear? Okay, so on the PY work page, all these properties are being held. So whenever the property is being held on a page, PY work page, I have a property first name. If I want to access this property in a business logic, how should I access? Like is PY work page dot first name. So if a property A is there on page X, I want to access the property means I have to go ahead and access it like page X dot property 1, something like this. I have to access in the business logic. Okay, I'll talk about it. So activity is a rule using which you can go ahead and implement the business logic by calling the predefined methods. So PY work page is getting created. If you want to create similar pages on the clipboard on your own, you can create it. So I want to create a page called page name page 1. Okay, so I can create it on the clipboard by using activity, by using a predefined method called page new. So page new is one of the method, predefined method. How to access it, I'll show you. Page new is a predefined method which can be used to create new user pages on the clipboard, new pages on the clipboard. When you run the flow, internally PRPC executes predefined activities. In that you have a page new method which will create your PY work page. Okay. Now after this page new, so I'm going to assign the values through user interface. So I'm opening the UI. First name I'm entering through my clipboard. Sorry, my keyboard. Okay. So the same operation if I want to do in business logic activity, I need to use a method called property set. This is what assignment operation. Property set is the method which can be used to assign values to the properties. A equal to B. You want to do this operation, you need to go ahead and use a method called property set and then do A equal to B. So page new is the method to create pages. Similarly, you can delete the pages from the clipboard. For that, what is the method? Page remove. So it is page remove. Page remove is the method which you can use in order to delete the pages. What is the need for deleting pages? Suppose you have got the data from a table. You have used it for your purpose. Once done, you should not leave the page on the clipboard simply. So if you do this, so for all the users, how many pages, how many instances, how many pages will be available? So which will put a burden on the clipboards on the server by increasing the size of the clipboard, which will impact the performance of the application. See, once you create any page, okay, your work is done, you remove the page from the clipboard. Okay, that is so you will be understanding when to remove and what to remove. Okay, so these are the basic methods: page new, page remove, and property set. These are the methods which you can use in the activities. Okay, so take the notes up to here. I will show you once the power is up. So write down, put a heading activity. One complete page you leave for yesterday's class and put the heading activity.
Can we assign a value to the property? Can we assign a
Yeah, you can. You can assign. Okay, activity. Write down. Activity is a rule under technical category. Activity is a rule under technical category. Notes the activity is a rule under technical category. So now you can tell me, if you want to create an activity, what is the navigation?
Create technical.
Create.
Technical.
Technical is the category. Create technical activity. That is the navigation. So you are not required to write down the navigation going forward. If you know the category, you should be able to know it. Activity is a rule under technical category. Write down. It is an instance of the class rule hyphen obj hyphen activity. It is an instance of the class rule obj activity. It is an instance of the class rule obj activity. Activities are used to implement the business logic. To implement the business logic. Activities are used to implement the business logic. Next point right up. PRPC provides its OOTB business logic. It's OOTB business logic. OOTB means out of the box predefined. PRPC provides its OOTB business logic in the form of methods. Okay, so write down. Activity contains a series of steps. Activity contains a series of steps like series of steps. STEPS. Activity contains a series of steps like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Activity contains a series of steps like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Full stop. At each and every step, we can call one predefined method. At each and every step, we can call one predefined method and pass parameters to it. At each and every step, we can call one predefined method and pass parameters to it. Okay, write out. Next point. To access the properties in the activities, to access the properties into the activities, we need to define and create pages. Page, simply speak. We need to define and create page. Okay, right on. A page should be defined referring to a class under which our properties are available. The page should be created referring to a class under which our properties are available. Page should be created referring to the class under which our properties are available. Okay, so I'll explain this now. Say suppose your properties are there under class X. So your page should be defined and created referring to class X, so that you can access the properties like page dot property name. Okay, like that. So I'll give you the example. Write down. Defining pages can be done under Defining pages can be done under Pages and Classes tab, TAB. Defining pages can be done under Pages and Classes. Pages and Classes tab, TAB. Tab of Activity Rule Form. Defining pages can be done under Pages and Classes tab of Activity Rule Form. Okay, next. Pages can be defined under Pages and Classes tab of the Activity Rule Form. That's what you have written, right? Next, write down. For example, if we have a property, write down property 1. You can write down PROP1. If you have a property prop1, prop1 under class A-B-C, under class A-B-C. If you have a property prop1 under class A-B-C, and if we want to access this property in the business logic, if you have a property prop1 under class A-B-C, and if we want to access this property in the business logic, we need to create a page. You can write down page 1, numeric number 1, page 1. Simply speaking, page 1. We need to create a page 1, referring to A-B-C.
Like it's an object type.
Not object, right? It's not object. Object is completely wrong. Page 1, you will understand going forward what is a page in detail. It's not object at all. Similar kind of functionality, but not object. Okay. So what is that? Page 1. Yeah. Page 1 referring to the class A-B-C. You should create a page 1 referring to the class A-B-C. Full stop. Then the property can be accessed. Like, you can write down how you are going to write down page 1 dot prop 1. That's what you have to do. Then the property can be accessed like page 1 dot prop 1. See, this understanding is very important. Okay, this one whatever we learned now. If you have a property of a class, you want to access page. All your PRPC will run on Pages and Class page, clipboard page database, like this one. Okay, you have to clearly understand what page to use at what time and all. That you will be learning slowly. Okay, if you get that understanding, anything you can do. Okay, so this is clear. Let's proceed further. The below are basic predefined methods. Okay, first one, write down the way I am going to tell you. Page, P-A-G, page hyphen N-E-W, new. page hyphen new. First method is page new. You need to write down page dash new. Okay, any method will come in the same way. One word dash next word dash next word like that. Okay, hyphen and dash note kada, underscore kaadu dash page hyphen new. What is the use of this method? Yeah, write down this way. This method creates new user pages on the clipboard. That word is important, user pages. This method creates new user pages on the clipboard. When I am stressing on user pages means there are some other pages available. There might be some other pages other than user pages available. Okay, so this method is used to create new user pages on the clipboard. Second one, write down page dash remove. Page dash remove. What is the use of this method? Yeah, this method is used to delete user pages from the clipboard. This method is used to delete user pages only, no other pages. There are many other pages which we will be working on. This method is used to delete delete user pages from the clipboard. Next one, property dash set. Property set. ఇతను వచ్చాడా వాళ్ళ ఫ్రెండ్ ఒక అతను వస్తున్నాడు, తాజా వాళ్ళ ఫ్రెండ్ ఎవరు మీరే కదా. ప్రాపర్టీ డాష్ సెట్, ప్రాపర్టీ సెట్. ఓకే, no, you will be selecting it, you will not be writing it, you will be selecting from the drop down. No need to bother about case here, but everything in Pega is case sensitive. Okay, so like Java, you are there, everything is case sensitive, right? Same. So property set, this method is used to perform assignment operation on the properties. So property set, this method can be used to perform assignment operation, that is to assign values to the properties. This method is used to assign values to the properties, simply speaking. Okay, write down. A property value can be a hard-coded value. A property value can be a hard-coded value, or a property value can be a hard-coded value, or referenced from another property, or referenced from another property, or referenced from another property, or write down this expression built value. We'll talk about it later. Expression built value. Property value can be a hard-coded value, or referenced from another property, or expression built value. Okay, so this is what, so I'll show you now all these things. Okay, we will proceed with this later. We will complete our example. Okay, where we were yesterday. So what is our application? AXA, na? admin@AXA. We just got power, so maybe your class will take 5 more minutes, like. Okay, yeah, so we were working on creating this one. అది ఒక 1 minute అలా తీసుకొని అడ్జస్ట్ అవుతుంది, కరెక్ట్గా స్క్వేర్ right? Everyone see this? Okay, so just hang on guys, online guys, it will take 10 or 15 minutes more. 10-15 will close. So we are on the way to conditional display of UI. For that we need to create properties, section, flow action, apart from it when rule. So we did not create properties, right? We are going to create, you know how to create properties. So now what you are going to write is, you write down the property. If it has any local list, you write down. If the radio button or drop down or local list, you write down, which we'll be using going forward. Okay. So I'll tell you what exactly you need to write down, which property. You can write down the names of the properties. What is the first property?
Yeah.
So you need to tell me online, guys. What is the first property name? Vehicle identification number, VIN. It is a text property, similar to first one. There is no difference. So next I'm going to create another property.
Company.
So what is it? Company. I'm going to take it as drop down. The company, model, make, year. Everything I'll take it as drop down. What is the control? PX drop down and local list. When you give PIN number, it will automatically populate company, model, make, year by making a service call. That you will be implementing later. Okay, for now I am hard coding everything. Later you will be implementing this with a service. You will be creating your own service, getting the data from the table and populating it. It will be validated. That's how in real time it happens. So select is the first value. In a drop down, you are selecting select value. Companies are, let's start with Tata, Audi, Bench. Save this. So what is the next property? Model.
Model.
Some model, I don't know. That's about it. And then next one is make year. So make year is which type? We can take it integer and local list. Sorry, this is a drop down, right? Integer, EX drop down. So for integer, you cannot write select here. Instead of that, what you need to do? You leave it blank. 2012, 2013, 2014. And ఇవ్వచ్చా టెక్స్ట్ ఇవ్వచ్చు it is accepting now. At runtime, how it will accept? It will not accept because it holds only integer value. Select is text value. Okay. So make here after. So this property exactly you need to follow. What is the next property? Prior insurance. The prior insurance is the property which I am going to take it as radio buttons. Okay, radio buttons. And what is the table type? I am going to select local is. See here, when I am going to write S here, I am going to give a capital letter Y. It's up to you how you want to give. Small letter YS or capital letter Y, small s are all capital letters. How you are going to give exactly you have to use in the when condition. Okay, you need to remember. Yes, you always follow this way. Each word starts with capital letter. Okay, so prior insurance property is done. I am going to create another property. What is the next property?
Prior claims.
Prior insurance we created, man. Prior claims. Okay, prior claims is the property which is of type checkbox. So you need to write down this. What is the property type for checkbox is
True false.
no, true false. Okay, true false checkbox. Table type it will accept. For true false, it will not accept any table type. You are not required to give. When you select the checkbox, it will return true. When you uncheck the checkbox, it will return false. When it is assigning true, it will assign all small letters. TRUE, true, small letters. I will show you on the clipboard. Okay. Next property. What is the next property? Claim amount. What is the claim amount property type?
Integer.
Decimal.
Decimal.
Select it to be decimal. And next property is claim reason. Okay, I want the reason. Can someone please mute? Yeah, thank you for following this. Big shit. For now, you can mute because there is background noise. Claim reason. claim reason. Let's go ahead, create and open. So what is the claim reason control? So comments box in Facebook. So text area. So you can use it to be text area. You want user to write something, some comments about it. If you use text box, still you can write down long text, but it is like a normal. Yeah, it's like a single row. So text area will be expanding. So these are the properties which we need so far. After we complete this, I'll give you the extension of this. You have to do. Okay. So company we have, right? Company you need to choose other. When you choose other, it should display you a text box where you should be able to your own company name. This function you'll see mostly, right? I'll show you. I'll give you. So now I'm going to create when rules. So after this, create when rules. You don't know this. You need to write down. Create when rules. Write down. Create decision and then when. Create when rules. Create decision when. So what is the name of the when rule? Has prior insurance. Create and open. Create and open this. So now here it will ask you double click to add a condition. You will double click on it, you will see this pop up. What is the property we can choose? See, every time you remember this, when you want to access the property, this is fine for now, but going forward it will not work. See, always you remember, you give a dot. If you give dot, all the properties will be available. Directly you want to access the properties. When you click the down arrow, if you have any pages, it will display pages instead of properties. Okay, for now it will display properties because there are no pages. I am going ahead and giving a dot always for accessing a property. So going forward, you will understand that prior instance is the property. What is the value? See, the value can be direct value or the value can be referenced from another property. A equal to 10 or A equal to B, something like that. So now prior instance is equal to what is the value I need to write down? Because it has a local list. What is the value? I'm going to create a positive condition. Okay. I'm going to write yes. Where I'm going to give Y capital letter. Why I'm giving Y capital letter here? Because in the local list of prior insurance, I have given yes Y capital letter. How you are going to create that? Exactly, you need to create your when rule. Remember that. Otherwise, it will not work. Submit and then save. Everyone noted this one?
So can we change in between?
You can change this when condition any point of time. You can open it and update it. Okay, whatever way you want. Okay, this is done. Similarly, I want to create one more when rule. So you see, if so double click on it, and what is the property here? Dot prior claims. And now See, even though you do not give dot here and you select directly, it will add dot automatically. Okay. Okay, so what is the value we need to write? Because it is checkbox, we don't have any local list and we don't have. See, but when you select the checkbox, PRPC assigns a value to it. All small letters, you need to remember this. True, all small letters. Say suppose if you are going to give T capital letter, this will become Boolean. Okay, but we have used true false. For true false, it is all small letters true. The capital letter T will be using later. Okay, that time you will understand. Okay, true, and then submit it. Save this. So when rules I created. Next, what I should create? I can go with section with two layouts. Okay, see how we are going to add the layouts in the section. Create a section. So you need to draw once I give this. Okay, what is that? Personal vehicle info SCC means in future I am going to create commercial vehicle information section. Okay, now we are going ahead with single vehicle. Going forward, we are going to create multi vehicle section. Okay, personal vehicle info SCC. Use the same name because we are going to reuse everything. So you should have the replication of what I am doing in the application of AXA. Other application you create and you do whatever you want. You create 2-3 other applications and you go with your R&D. One you maintain as a replication of what I am doing here. Okay, because we will be reusing, you will not understand going forward which one to use when you have different names. Personal vehicle info SCC, create and open. So by default, I will get one layout here. Okay, so if I want one more layout, what should I do is, see here, here you have a layout drop down. If you go to layout drop down here, you will see layout. So this layout you need to pick and you need to drag and drop outside of the current layout. You can drag and drop inside also. If you drag and drop inside, what will happen? Layout again, it will appear like single layout. Okay, I don't want this. I want it to be available drag and drop outside. So delete this. When you are going to drag and drop this layout, it will ask you what type of layout. We'll be learning other layouts later. For now, default is dynamic layout. You can keep it and then click on OK. Two layouts are added. You should see dynamic layout 1, dynamic layout 2. So you draw this way. I'm going to give the header text. I'm going to take it something. You can choose anything. It's up to you. Okay. Header text and all. You can give whatever you want. Provide your vehicle details. This is one layout. And layout 2, I'm going to make sure this is something I'm going to choose. Stacked with labels left and display header and title. And what is that? I can give here claims details. So this is vehicle detail, this is claims details. Okay. So look at here. I'm going to drag and drop the required properties. What properties under which layout? So tell me what is the property here? First one is vehicle identification number. I'm going to drag and drop. And then company model, where is it? Make here. And then prior insurance. Now this is done. Next layout. What is that? Prior claims, claim amount, and then claim reason. See now, this checkbox property is not getting the label. We need to write down it for checkbox. Okay, how to write down I will tell you. Text box beside to write any signature. Why we are getting the text box? See, you need to access it with a label only. How users will understand this is for first name, this is for last name and all by looking at this label only. Okay.
So this can also use it to add one more layout.
That you can use. Okay, we will not use that much. Okay. So now for a checkbox, you select it, go to the cell properties of checkbox, double click on the cell. Here you'll see checkbox caption. Okay. So you can write down. For your understanding, you can write out prior claims. Other than this, you want to write down any text that is acceptable. You can write down anything you want. Okay, select this checkbox. You can write down in this way. select this if you have claims in the past. You can do this. Okay, so anything you want to write down, you can double click on the cell properties, and here for the normal ones use property default. This is the property default. If you uncheck this, it will allow you to write down whatever you want. It can be direct value or it can be from another property also. Okay, leave it. So this is done. Win. So this is the section we have designed. You draw this simply. So remaining 4 properties, whether you have it or not, doesn't matter. This one you should have in the first layout. In the second layout, you should have these 3 properties. Okay, quickly you draw it. On the diagram only you have to write down remaining steps. Otherwise you will not understand. So no need to make it more legible. Just make it like a rough work. Okay, title and all. Title we have given. Initially we have given title. That's what you are.
Is it the same properties for 2 layouts?
Same properties ante? No. Okay, me కంపడట్లేదు అక్కడ నుంచి.
These are 2 layouts, right?
2 layouts with the properties. First layout has win, company, model, make year, prior insurance. Second layout has what is the checkbox property? Prior claims, claim amount, claim reason. Layout 1 has related vehicle properties along with prior insurance. Layout 2 has claims properties. Prior claims, claim amount, claim reason. Okay, we'll go step by step now. See, if you use win in the second one, once you enter the value in the win first one, come out of the tab out, automatically that will be erased. Why it will be erased? Already you are using it blank somewhere else again. So the value will be updated back. One variable if you use one place, next place you are making it blank means previous time also it is blank only, right? Same. Try to use it, you will understand. Okay, this is done. So now write out. Apply the visibility condition for claims details layout. That will not come. You need to write down. That's what. For checkbox it will not come. That is how it is designed system. Applying visibility condition for claims details layout. Applying visibility condition for claims details layout. Applying visibility condition for claims details layout. So we are going to apply the visibility condition. You know the steps, right? What we need to do? Select the layout. See here, once you select the layout 2, you have view properties. Yeah, that's what I was telling initially. So that is for, we have taken it for header title. That is there in the video, how to create a web page. This is there, right? Giving heading. So you registered on my website. Go to harshatrainings.com. Go to Google and type Harsha Trainings. You will be displayed with my website. Go to there and register. Once you register, you will get access to videos. There you have how to create a web page. So there you will be coming to know how to add a title to the header part and all. Okay, that is not required now. So anyway, you will be learning now. Select the layout and here is the view properties magnet gear symbol. Select the layout and click on view properties. Here you will see visibility. Okay, so you are asking about this one, display header and title. When you select this checkbox, it will allow you to add a title to the layout. That is the layout title. Okay, that will not make any sense in the processing until and unless we use it separately. But it is to have a separate title for each layout. Okay, so visibility, here you need to choose condition when rule. So once you choose condition when, it will show you a drop down beside, where in which if you click the down arrow on your keyboard, it will display all the when rules which you have created so far in this class. We have to, out of which one we need to select. Which one we have to select? Has prior insurance. So this layout should be visible based on prior insurance. If you have prior insurance, display claims. If you don't have insurance, there is no meaning of displaying claims. Okay, has prior insurance. Write down. Visibility condition when has prior insurance. Yeah, you can go with expression also, which we'll be doing going forward. Instead of end rule, you can go with expression also, which we'll be working on later. Okay, done. Submit this. Suppose you do not do this, what I am doing now, just hang on. For testing purpose, I am going to run this section. Okay, so I am going to run this for testing purpose. Execute it. See, it is displaying only vehicle details for the first time. This is fine. This is the expected behavior. If I select prior insurance yes, then it should display claims. Okay, I'm going to select yes. That is not displaying. I'm going to select no. It is not. Nothing is happening when you select this. Okay. See, what is happening is when you're just selecting it, the value which you selected is not going back to clipboard. When it is not going back to clipboard, the next layout is not understanding which value newly it is being assigned with. So when you select this one radio button, either yes or no, every time you select, you need to post this value to the clipboard. It should go to clipboard, then only next screen will be appearing. If you want it to be appearing, so you need to refresh the screen. If you want to post the value, and once you refresh the screen, the new value will be updated, and again the screen execution will happen, and the when condition will be executed, and it will return true. So now every time when you are going to select this prior insurance yes or no, on click of prior insurance, you need to refresh your screen. Okay, that's what pending. Okay, we'll go ahead and do it now. Okay, write down. Refresh the section, refreshing the section on click of prior insurance. If you do not do this step, you will not get the output. Refreshing the section. Okay, refreshing the section on click of prior insurance. Okay, so now just look at here. I need to go to the cell properties of this prior insurance. See, if you want to go to cell properties, there are two ways. One is to select the cell and click on this magnifier on right side. It will bring you to the properties window. Otherwise, simply directly double click on this. It will bring you. Okay. Go to the cell properties of prior insurance. Write down. Cell properties of. Go to cell properties of prior insurance. Go to the cell properties of prior insurance. Okay. Here you see. You are there in the general tab in the pop-up. It will display a pop-up like this. You need to go to action tab. Go to action tab. This is the first only once you will write, but we will be using this more than 15 to 20 times in our development going forward. You will not write down. You have to follow this one only. Action tab. Create an action set. Create an action set. Okay, create an action set. Once you click on this create an action set, you will see this. Just look at here. I am going to click on the link add an event. It will show me a one of the layer window. In this you need to choose click. Okay, if you select click, it will add. Add an event, click. Add an event, choose click. Add an event and then choose click. Okay, now add an action. Look at here. Just look at here. You need to choose display refresh. Add an action, display refresh. Add an action, display
can we add one or more property?
Yeah, you can add. See, you can add more than one. You can add more than one action. That is possible. Okay. So you will be learning more than one actions going forward. We will be using it. Display, refresh. So you will see this something here. We are not using it now. Submit it simply. Okay. Add an action, display, refresh section, and then submit. Okay. So just I am running for the testing purpose. I am going to run it. At any point of time, you can save it and run it and test it. Now, if I choose prior instance, yes, it is displaying second layout, and no, it is hiding the second layout. This is what the expected behavior for the layout. But in this layout, again, we should have to have conditions. Okay? Yeah. Now. So now go ahead and write down. Apply the visibility conditions for claim amount and claim reason. So now you tell me what we need to do. Apply the visibility condition for claim amount and claim reason. Yeah. What we need to do? Cell properties of claim amount. I am going. Just look at here. Cell properties of claim amount. Visibility condition when, and here down arrow has prior claims. Repeat the same for claim reason. Okay. Write down this. Go to the cell property. You missed it or what? Here. Go to the cell properties of claim amount. Visibility condition when has prior claims. Submit. Repeat the same for claim reason. Not here. Not in this one. I'll show you. This is done? I'm going to submit it now. So second one, I'm going ahead and visibility condition when. So we will be using this forever in our application development. Okay. So you need to learn these things. This is done. Now one more thing you need to do. What is that? Write down. Refresh on click of prior claims. Write down. Next step is refresh on click of prior claims. You know how to refresh already. So this is how you will write on going forward. Only for the first time you will write on the step. Refresh on click of prior claims. So you tell me now what to do. Cell properties of prior claims. Then actions. Action set. Add an event. Click. Add an action. Refresh. Done. Same steps. Save this. Create a flow action. This is done. Section is done. Create a flow action. You know how to create a flow action, right? Right click on process, create flow action. These are the steps. So this way, create class group, create process, flow action. Okay. So name of the flow action I am going to give personal vehicle info FA. Create and open. See, we are not going to create. Okay, we will create flow. Create and open. Okay, when you create and open here it will ask the section. What is that? So this is there in the first video. First flow action is done. See, I am going to create a flow now. Next. So create a flow and give the same name what I am going to give. Process flow. Flow name equal to AXA Insurance FL. Write down the flow name AXA Insurance FL. చెప్తా ఎందుకు ఇచ్చాను నోట్ చేయండి. AXA Insurance FL. Create and open. Now see here, my application, this is my application flow which I am going to modify every time going forward. I am not going to create new flow each time for other stuff. Okay, whenever it is required new flow I will tell you, but our application processing will happen through this flow only. So in this flow I want to display two screens now, one after the other. First screen I want is customer screen, Second screen should be this vehicle screen. So how many assignments I need? 2 assignments. So by default, see, from the basic learning, for each assignment, 1 flow action. But you can have a number of flow actions. That is a different case. We'll see later. Okay. 1 screen, 1 assignment unit. 2 screens, 2 assignment, and number of screens, n assignments. So this, by default, you will get a flow with start, end, and assignment, right? So I want 1 more assignment. What should I do is, here is the flow shapes palette is there here. If you click on this palette, here is the assignment shape. You can drag this and drop here on the ground. This is one way. If you want to delete, right click on it and delete. Otherwise, directly you can right click on the ground and choose add. You will see flow shapes. Click on assignment, it will add the flow shape. So now your flow should be connected accordingly. Okay, you need to connect it. How you need to connect it? From start to assignment 1. From assignment 1, you need to pick this, remove the connector from here and drag here. Once this has been highlighted like this, you need to release it. It is connected. Move it. From this assignment, always it should be a forward direction. Okay, it should be connected to end. So I want to align it properly. Okay, I can right click on the ground, layout, align horizontal, align vertical. So always preferable direction is, what is that? Vertical. Okay. So this is the flow which you need to create. So first assignment, I want to give a meaningful name to the assignment. Okay, what I can do is, I can click on this assignment simply. So this will be customer info. So that developer, when he looks at this assignment is responsible for calling a flow action which will accept the customer information. And this assignment, yeah, that's what you have to write on. Personal vehicle info. Okay. So this doesn't make any sense in the processing, but this is for the developer. If you want to code according personal vehicle information. Okay. So now you know how to call the flow action. In this connector, I need to call a flow action. What is the flow action name?
Customer.
Capture custody details FA. And in the second one, I'm going to call a flow action called personal vehicle info FX. Submit. 2 flow actions. I'm going to turn off the draft mode and process tab. This is common. Creates in your copy. This is a common practice. PY case management default. Just come back. You know how to create this flow, right? 2 assignments. You should be able to do it. అర్థమైందా మీకు? డౌట్ఫుల్ గా ఉంటున్నారు. So now you can run the flow and test it. Finally, once you draw the diagram, write down, run the flow and test the scenario. Unit test the scenario. Functionality unit testing we are doing. Okay, you know how to run it. Okay, I'm going to run this now. Just look at here. So what is the first screen? Customer information. Submit this. The next screen will be personal vehicle information. If you click on where am I, you should be able to know the current position of the work object. See, this is completed first screen and you are at the second assignment. Okay, just for understand. Submit this. Oh, sorry. Okay, I need to test it, right? I'll test it. Control formats, text alignments, okay, read only formats, this and all, you can play around all these things when you are working. Okay, and let's see going forward what comes under our requirements, and we'll work on those things accordingly. Clear? So we can wind up for today. So you complete this. Tomorrow we'll discuss about business logic. We'll proceed. Anyway, you have completed notes. I'll show you where to create and how to create. PRPC internally, there are many internal business logics functions which will be getting executed and returning these messages. We'll be working on how to implement all these things on our own going forward.
Can we edit these error messages?
Yes, you can. You can edit the messages. ఎవరన్నా ఇంకా పేమెంట్స్ పెండింగ్ ఉన్నాయా? మీది అయిపోయిందా? మెసేజ్ టెస్ట్ వాట్సాప్ స్క్రీన్ షాట్ ఇంకెవరైనా ఉన్నాయా? ఉంటే చేసేయండి. Yeah, certifications I have given you the message, right? So I can help you with this process only up to 31st, not after that. Okay, so I can help you only till 31st. After that, again 1 or 1.5 months, 2 months till you get the terms.